Okay, hello, relocation and investor friends. This is Ken Renner, and I'm sending you this video because you requested information regarding homes in the Northwest Tech Corridor. And so we're going to focus a little bit different than our typical price point that we normally focus on. For investments, we're usually under 250 to 275 in this area if we can find it, which is a challenge, of course. And the inventory, as you're going to see here pretty soon, is extremely short. But we're going to create a list of subdivisions for our relocation folks that want to be in this area, and we're going to our price range is between 275 and 400,000. So we're going to address both, the owner occupant idea as well as the rental situation. So, all right, let's get started. So here's the epicenter of the high tech boom is the domain, which has it's off of North Mopac, about 10 miles north of downtown. And it's the old IBM campus here. All these buildings in here now, all these are already built. So there's a Facebook, Expedia, VRBO, I guess, and Indeed and Amazon. So they're all in this area, the old IBM building. This is all being repurposed into more advanced. This is a Top Golf right here. And then there's the whole brand new soccer stadium that is just south of the domain, back to north here. And that's in this section here, and it's already built. It'll be open next spring, summertime. So it's quite a bit of stuff going on in the domain for, and it is the high-tech hub of the South. So Tesla is not even really in this picture. It's way down here, so we're not really worried about Tesla at this point as far as the Northwest Tech Corridor. All right, so going up, I've been working in this area since 1993. Came in here as an investor in 91, 92. So I've been here. I've been around here in this Northwest area, watched the whole thing grow up, selling all these homes. Everything that you see in this area in my picture here has been my stomping grounds for many years. I live right up here off of near Avery Ranch, which is one of my favorite communities, and sold over 250 homes in there. What I'm seeing with Avery Ranch, what success of it is, we're going to repeat that as we move forward north. The path of development for the city, as you can see, is going to be northwest. Of course, it's expanding in all directions, but the attraction for Northwest is it's more scenic and has a lot of infrastructure, a lot of lifestyle, and toll roads too. So you got 183A, you got good transit, as well as a commuter train station, which is in Leander, and it is going to be one of the hubs of the Leander area here, because there's going to be a new domain is being created right here. Next to the train station. Here's the train station here. There's an ACC college campus and a hospital right here being built. So this is in the far north of the Austin Metro, and that's in Leander. So we're going to start moving forward here as we go through new subdivisions. We're going to stick pretty much with that for right now. We will explore, I have the MLS open, so we'll explore some of the other, the resales and kind of take a look at how that's faring. It's been extremely tight, difficult market. So anyways, taking it from Avery Ranch. Now, this area is still really popular, especially because it's got really good schools. Nearby, there is my home, for instance, so you can get a bearing for price point, is right here, or my previous home. I'm now in a brand new home in Santa Rita Ranch. This is my previous home here, 3,300 square feet, and it just appraised for $550. I'm going to rent it for $2,900 a month, so it'd be about a break even. But it's gone up according to the appraisal, because I had it refinanced a year and a half ago, and I just then now had it reappraised again, and it appraised up $550. So it's gone up $150,000 in the last 2 years. So appreciation rate about 1% per month. So that's a pretty good clip. I always like something special about my properties. If I can get it, right here we have a really nice trail back here. It's very private, cul-de-sac. You would never know that you're in Texas. So hopefully we can repeat something like that for you guys. There is a couple little subdivisions are all pretty much closed out off of that were brand new. Milestone had a subdivision here. It's almost closed out. So this is what we're going to be looking at. I'll go back to the map here so you can see. We've got certain transportation corridors that we're going to be looking at. And if it would come up, it would be very helpful. There we go. So you have 183 and 183A. 183A is a toll road. You have Ronald Reagan and Palmer Lane. Okay, that's this road here. This is Palmer Lane, and once it gets past 1431 up Belvedere Ranch, it turns into Ronald Reagan. The Apple campus is right here, just 5 miles north of the domain, right next to McNeil High School, to give you some bearings. And then there is I-35 off to the east, and this is what we're going to focus. So there is a subdivision that's been super hot, that's worth looking at, that's under 400, starts under 400,000. It's called Cross Creek. I'll put that in my notes so that when I send out the links for all these, you'll have them. Cross Creek by Braun Homes, and they are sub 400,000 in this area, which is really hard to find. Go back into satellite. Okay, so brand new construction, as you can see, it's pretty much been infilled. There's not a whole lot of brand new construction in this area just because there's already homes already built. This is the area where Cross Creek is. It's right off of 183A, and there's about 160 homes, and they're blowing through these houses to the tune of 20 a month or more. So they're probably going to get sold out here pretty quick. And they only opened up. They had 160 homes. They only opened up 6 months ago, and I think they're getting close to sold out. That's a hard place to find though, under 400,000 with those good schools and what have you. So that's Cross Creek. I've got that down on my notes. Let's go ahead and take a look here as we move up. We're going to stick on the Ronald Reagan corridor first. Stiles Middle School is rated an 8 or a 9, which is really good for resale. Most of these subdivisions here. Oh, I lost my map. Let me go back. Oh, well, we are in the MLS, so we may as well stay in the MLS. There you go. So, because then we'll actually have prices here. Oh, one thing I note here is if you look here, this is the last, these are all the homes that are sold between 275 and 500,000, 400,000 in the last 90 days. The greens are available. The reds are sold. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of green here much anywhere. It's super tight market. This is the last 90 days. Nothing for sale in Avery Ranch. Nothing for sale. Nothing. It's very tight market. All right. So moving up Ronald Wilson corridor, we have this area, which is called Palermo Ridge, and we're going to put that on here. It has potential to carry some pretty fantastic views. It is, to give you perspective, it is about 20 minutes north of the Apple campus, up Ronald Reagan Boulevard, south of 29, which is on one of our east-west highways. Oh, by the way, in this area right here, off of 2243, there's going to be a $1 billion domain-like mixed-use development with a 4-acre lake in it. It's already approved. And then that's also Leander Station, north side at Leander is another domain-like project that's going in right here. This is going to be a really cool place to live. That's why I moved. I live 10 minutes from here now. The San Gabriel River runs through. There's a North Fork and a South Fork. You can see once again the lack of green dots, which means there's not a whole lot for sale. So diving in again on the Ronald Reagan corridor, where we're going to be searching, there is a new community here called Bluffside. Good Builders, Pulte, and Taylor Morrison. And we will be looking, that would be one of our communities, really a first of many homes. I think there's going to be 300 or 400 homes, but that's a Riverside, San Gabriel Riverside home. So nice. There's Valley Vista right across the way. We're going to be exploring that, or Valley Vista, yeah, and that's a pace setter. Those are more contemporary homes, not really that big. Some of them are only 2 bedrooms and things like that. But this area right here, just north of that area, on Ronald Reagan Boulevard, is called Bar W. And there's 3 different builders in Bar W, and this is where you can get a home in the high 2s, low 3s, which would be, and it's quickly going into the 3s, which would be a great place to get started because there's going to be 700 homes in Bar W. And so I'll send you the links on that as well. This area where you see all these red dots is Rancho Siena, and Rancho Siena is a target community too. It was a Newland community and it's almost closed out. There's only a few opportunities left here. And we'll be taking a look at this. Good schools. Liberty Hill School District is the preferred school district for the area. And this is a home built by Lennar. And by the way, this home price has gone up, I think probably about $40,000 since last summer. So, and welcome to Austin. Go back. So Rancho Siena is another one that's more on the closeout side of things, but they do have still some good lots and some good builders in there, and a good on-site school, which is the Siena, Rancho Siena Elementary School, which is an 8 or a 9. Okay. Now we're getting up a little further north, and this is where the path of development, where we actually have land to build on, which is where all the rooftops are going to go. Kind of give you I'm going to see if I can go ahead and bring up my Google map again here. It'll be easier to work with. Okay, so going up here, and we're still on Ronald Reagan corridor, because we haven't gone to the 183 corridor where there's plenty of. There's Rancho Siena, like I spoke about, a little bit better perspective. Here's Bar W. Just getting started. Rancho Siena is almost closing out. Bluffview, right in this area here, just getting started, and there will be homes in the under 300. So we're going to definitely get Bluffview. That's Bluffview, not Bluffside. Okay. All right. And then there's a brand new mega shopping center going in right here, just north of Rancho Siena and Bar W. It's a HEB, which is the biggest store chain, a grocery store chain in Texas, and 110,000 square foot grocery store plus all the stuff that goes along with that, being built right now. Will be finished according to the papers by August of 2021. So we're really excited about that because we now live 5 minutes from there. The 800-pound gorilla in this area, well, I'll go up one more subdivision, then we'll get the 800-pound gorilla. Right here's Morningstar. This is a nice master plan subdivision with about between 700 and 800 homes. And they're about 2/3 of the way through it, and they are cut off to investors, but owner occupants are welcome. It's a great community. I've got one under contract that I'll be closing first quarter of next year in here, one of the last investor deals that we were able to do. Our investor's done very well in Morningstar. The only problem is Morningstar is not selling to investors. So what's interesting before we go over to the 800-pound gorilla is that there is a lot of very nice subdivisions to the very expensive subdivisions to the east, directly east of Morningstar and Rancho Siena. This one being Clear Rock Homes is just custom, 600, 700, 800,000 acreage lots, all custom homes. This is a Cimarron Hills, which is a Jack Nicklaus golf course community, nothing under $1 million here for the most part, going on up from there. And so, you know, you're not talking like this is any kind of impoverished area. It's got a lot of higher end income demographics in here. All right, so getting to the big one, which is where I just moved to, I just closed last week, is Santa Rita Ranch, and it is like I said, I was in talking about Avery Ranch here recently. Avery Ranch, I sold over 250 houses in that area over the 20 years, and it was just a great community. This area here is 6,600 homes, whereas Avery Ranch was 4,400 homes. So this is even a third larger than Avery Ranch, which is just 15 minutes south. So this area encompasses 2 different cities as far as it's part of it's in Georgetown, part of it's in Liberty Hill. This whole area, eventually 6,600 homes, and there are only about just under 1,000 homes into it. It's a 15, 20-year project, very scenic, and views. I'm actually got a 50-mile view out the back of my house here. This is where I live right now. I just closed on it. Got some great builders in there, and we will be exploring that as well. Both for the investor side of things, they are pretty much closed out on the lower end, which was under 250, under 275. We did really well in there until they closed us off. It been super popular, high rents, low vacancy factor. But if you were to buy something in the 300 to 400 range, as a second home, there would still be a decent investment for appreciation-wise, because take example, Avery Ranch, where I was started selling homes back there in 2001. We started buying homes in there at 130 and 140,000 when they opened up. At this point in time, there's nothing under 390, 400,000. So it's done quite well in 15, 20 years. And that's through some dot-com recessions and, of course, the mortgage meltdown. The median price really never dropped in that area. So we've got Santa Rita South and Santa Rita North. We'll be visiting those as well, and I'm going to send you the links to that. Just south of there is Orchard Ridge. Orchard Ridge. Several different builders in there, including this section over here is a new Lennar section right in here that they're building, Lennar or Orchard Ridge. And so now we're moving up the 29 corridor, which is east-west between, the perspective here, east-west between Georgetown over here and Liberty Hill over here. Liberty Hill schools are the desired schools for the area. And now we're pretty much at the northern end of the Austin Metro up here. So let's go back down into the 183 corridor and do our tour from there. And hold on just a second. I'm going to put this on pause. Okay, so here we are again. You got the domain down here. You've got Apple right up here. And then you've got the 183 corridor. So this is Ronald Reagan Boulevard right here. And then you've got the 183 corridor, which is divided between 183 highway and 183 toll road, and 183 just a regular highway with all the lights. This is been the path of development for the Northwest Tech Corridor, along with Ronald Reagan Boulevard. And once again, the land is pretty much sold out. There's just not any new construction in this area. Good for resales. Take a look. You can see once again, not a whole lot of green dots. And as we move up in this area, let me go ahead and name off some subdivisions that we are familiar with. Okay, so there's Bryson and Larkspur. I'm looking for those now here. There's Bryson. And then this is Larkspur. Okay, so Bryson, once again, these master plan communities all start to get that same theme. They got amenity centers, they're trees, beautiful streets, very scenic. So we're going to, and multiple builders in each one. So it's going to take some more research on the price point that we want to be in for the type of home we got, but this is why we're starting with the big picture. So we're going to do Bryson, and then we're going to do Larkspur. And now we're all the way back into the where the toll road and the 183 come together. So this area where North Line Mall is, we're all the way back into that area again. North Line Mall being right in here. The new domain plus the Leander Springs, which is down over here. There's two of them, two huge developments going in here. But back on the back side of where they're building these amazing centers, plus there's a HEB plus right here. So it's got a lot of infrastructure in the schools, brand new schools right here, Glenn High School and Stacy Danielson Middle School. So they're brand new. You have Deerbrook, several different builders. And then the Homestead, Guillen Homes builds a good home. And you'll notice also that these builders, for instance, Guillen is also in Bar W. So a lot of times we can find a floor plan we like, but maybe we don't like the subdivision as much. So then we just take that, hopefully they build it, that same floor plan in another area. And then this one, a little bit further out, very nice, quiet community. And this one's Mockingbird. So that's with Ashton Woods. Mockingbird. Okay. And as far as staying south of the Liberty Hill proper, that's about it. Till you get down over here, back out towards going down off of 1431. Let me bring you back into perspective here. So 183, if you go out Whitestone or 1431 to the west, it brings you out to the hill country very quickly. One of the areas is Crystal Falls. It's where my brother-in-law lives, and that area is huge, but they just don't have a whole lot. Here's the available homes under 400,000. Not much. And it gets real nice out here, a Grand Mesa at Crystal Falls, but there's just not a whole lot available. But there's new home construction in there. So this is called Treviso, and let me take a quick look here and see what this one is. What did they get for Treviso? Okay, so for $389, they got 1,838 square feet, but it's a nice area. It's got beautiful views, very scenic, and the homes up here go into multi-millions. So that we'll also put on the list, Treviso. And that's about as far west as I'm going to go on this particular search. There are areas out further near the lake, this area called Lago Vista, that has availability and might be worth definitely looking at. The good thing is it's got good schools, but it is kind of remote, but it is lakeside living, and it does also have golf courses. And we many times wanted to live out here, actually down in Point Venture, because it's very quiet, lakefront living, was very reasonably priced. And we can explore that at another time, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you the Northwest Tech Corridor breakdown, and also giving you the proof of the pudding that there's just not a whole lot of stuff available. It just goes really quick. Welcome to Austin. So rentals in that area, for all these areas, you're probably looking at, for the 2,500 square foot house. Let's take a look while we're just talking about it here. So we're going to do the same area, and it's going to be, let's see, typical square footage is going to be 1,700 to 3,400. Let's see what we got here. And let's go to 3,600. Okay. All right. And price point, we know that something in that range would go between 2,000 to 4,000. Back into the tech corridor. So, taking a look at, let's get up here in one of the typical communities. We're talking about Rancho Siena. So this is, I sold several in this neighborhood, 1997. So let me kind of just do a quick market analysis real quick. Ah. Okay, so it's looking like $1 a foot. I was going to say that. $1 a foot on what's active, and then what's actually leased has been about $1 a foot. You see if the bigger ones, 2,500 square feet, renting for $22.95, $22.80, renting for $23.50, 3,000, renting for $23.95, and Morningstar, kind of interesting. So Rancho Siena, 2,600, renting for $2,500. $17.98, renting for $18.50. Santa Rita, oh, that's one of our rentals. So, okay, so yeah, that looks like about $1 a foot. Even in the, not on the bigger ones, over 3,000 square feet, you're not going to get $1 a foot. But, and smaller ones, you're getting higher. I mean, it's interesting. This 1,700 square foot house renting for $18.50. So anyways, that is, yeah, $1 a foot is kind of what we're up to, probably up to, 27 to 3,000 square feet. So hopefully that's been helpful for you to get started. This is a market analysis that I would do for each property. Of course, then we do performance as well. Good news is that the marketing time is very low. Average time for all is 29 days on the market for lease, and 31 is the average. So there you go. All right, well, let's touch base. I hope that's been helpful. 512-423-5626. Let's buy some property here in Austin before it gets out of sight. All right, talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.